Hello and welcome to Clairvoyant Conversations. I'm Solreta Antaria. So tonight we'll just wait for a couple of people to jump on and hopefully they're jumping on soon. Just takes a little moment, but we will talk about a general reading at the start and we'll go over the upcoming energies for going into the week. We're seeing like a little bit of this sage still coming through. Hi Sophie, how are you? Just doing a little bit of sage right here, spreading all that sage love throughout the internet. So we're just waiting for a few people to jump on. We have picked some cards already to do with the overall week and the coming energies. I'm going to talk a little bit about the astrology that we're going into as well, because it's quite powerful at the moment. Looking at the cards, I'm excited to see like what we've picked for the week. This week they told me to pick the cards before coming into it. Hi Claire, I was just feeling you connecting. Hi Bailey, lovely to see you all on here. Oh, a bit of cat hair stuck to me. Yeah, so we're going to be talking about this coming weeks. Hi Jason, hi Shaza. Good to see you all on here. It's just like a nice little family we've got here. So what we'll do, we'll get straight into it because there's a bit to talk about in terms of like what's coming up for the next week. Hi Ben. Hi Jason. Oh, thank you for sharing too. For those that shared, thank you so much. So do we want to talk about astrology first or do we want to talk about cards first? Let me just tune in and see. All right. We're going to talk about cards first. Actually, it's like guides are saying cards, but I'm like, astrology. Let me see. It's like it's like both is a mesh together, if that makes sense. Hi, Therese. Lovely to see you here. So let's talk about astrology because that will kind of like lay the foundation for what the cards are saying, but they are kind of like a mesh together type image. So it's just perfect what's come out in the cards. So we are about to go into our Libra supermoon. This month we've had 2 full moons. It's a really, really special month. The end will be a full moon in Taurus, I think, from memory, which will be a blue moon. So you know that saying, once in a blue moon? It just means it's very rare, it's very special. But we will have a Libra energy supermoon tomorrow. So Libra's kind of governing energy is Venus, and what this supermoon relates to is kind of like planting seeds. It's like, kind of like making your wishes, it's manifesting. We really want to bring it from a kind of like spiritual air concept onto the physical earth. So in order to kind of like action and put that in place, we need to be writing it out, like what it is that we're wanting to manifest. We want to get specific. We want to really like use that blue moon energy to propel behind our goals, our hopes, and our dreams. Now, remembering to put it into the context of a desire, because if we put it out as like a want or a need, it sort of speaks to the universe as lack. And Bailey saying, haven't we had a couple of blue moons this year? I would have to check back. We've had really weird astrological stuff the whole year. So this will be the time to manifest tomorrow. So make time tomorrow, probably around night time, because I think it also will be like the 16th in the UK and overseas. So this could be like our late night. It could be morning. I forget the exact time. But this is kind of like a time to like conceive that dream, plant that seed. But it's not a time for where we're going to harvest it. So this will require some patience. Remembering that Libra is about balance, and in order to kind of like balance out these two sides, sometimes we need to come within. Libra can be kind of like watery, it can be kind of emotional. So use that, harness the power of emotion to manifest what it is that you're wanting to work with. Also, we're looking into Mercury and Mars retrograde at the moment. So this is happening. We're in the midst of it now. Mercury retrograde will finish on the 13th, which we talked about in the show last week. So this will also, on the 3rd of November. It started on the 13th of October. So this will finish on the US election date. So a lot of kind of like crazy energy, unpredictable, a lot of kind of like pulling back, possibly like not knowing answers, being in the mind about stuff. Also Mars has that kind of like warring type energy, that patriarchal type energy. Jason's also saying harvest as well. The other thing that we do have coming into play with us on the 19th of October, which is Uranus, or if you're Aussie, Uranus. So yeah, we're going to be working with Uranus, which is the galactic, it's the unusual. This sometimes has energies of revolution. So getting closer leading up to the US election, there's going to be kind of that building feeling of like a revolution beginning. But remembering that we are also working with the Libra energies as well at the moment. So while all this chaos is sort of like happening, and a lot of you that are sensitive and empathic, I find that you start to feel these energies before they even happen. Hello from Queensland. Yeah, Shaz is saying balance is needed, totally. So these are the cards that we've picked that actually perfectly match up with this. The overall dominating card that I picked to represent this week that we're going into is this one, the Yin Empress. So see the energy that she has. She's sort of like looking, there's almost like a sun type symbol in the back. She's powerful, but she's graceful. There's such beauty, there's such poise, there's such grace, there's such like a knowing and a sensuality behind her energy. So when we look at the yin, we look at the left hand side of the body, we're looking at the inner feminine, we're looking at the intuition. So this is about going into kind of like that graceful poise of intuition. This is also about like stepping into this inner kind of like kundalini energy as well. So it's knowing that you're full of mystery, you're full of fire, you're full of water, you connect to the earth, you know, you can manifest and kind of like harvest from the air and from spirit as well in that way. This is the type of energy to really bring in and kind of like bring that energy to the boil and to the surface, ready for this Libra supermoon that we have tomorrow, or this blue moon as well. The other thing that we will be doing individual cards as well. Oh, this is from the Kuan Yin deck, I should say, which is, this is the cover. This is a beautiful oracle deck. Kuan Yin is gorgeous. For anyone that doesn't know the story behind Kuan Yin, she is the goddess of love and compassion. She is beautiful, and there's something so kind of like magnetic about her and calm and smooth that she tamed the fiery dragon to walk at her feet. So she's very powerful, but she's very kind of like inner poised. So the other card that we have is out of my deck, which is the Syrian star cards. This is about going through stargates and portals, this energy. So very ET based. We have the card of higher self. So this is a card of like that ultimate love, that unconditional love. So this unconditional love in this case comes from not just source energy, but from higher self. So, and that God energy as well, and that universe energy. Sometimes this is about calling in that love that comes from outside of our universe, outside of our galaxy, because we are in a way still kind of like under the rule of that like human domain. So we want to establish and bring through peace and bring through love that's coming from places that have already established it in order to hold it within and then manifest and send that out into the world. So it says, my higher self always knows the best outcome. I'm aligned with my higher self in all that I do. So remembering it's to go within that yin energy, to connect with higher self. And then we have the card of the Seven Sisters, which is more ET energy. This is working with the Pleiadian energy. So the Pleiadian energies very strongly work with telepathy, psychic communication. They also work and connect with healing. They work with, I guess, you would sort of like associate them with what we would deem as sort of like the ascension energy. So wanting to anchor these energies onto the earth and make earth, I guess, more of a place of peace, more of a place of like interconnection. But in the terms of like open honesty, truth, for the betterment of all. And by that, I mean also like with technology and, you know, food for all of that kind of thing. So this card says birthing creations, tapestry of life and expression. So again, this is that energy that we were talking about before to do with the seed planting. So the Pleiadian energies, like our star brothers and sisters, are also working with us to bring down this energy. So the next card that we have is the card of star ancestors, which is so connected with the last card that we just had too. So this one, oh, we have the beautiful Hathor energy in the background, some Horus energy, hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. So this connects to what we were saying before about the energies of Uranus coming into the 19th. So we will be experiencing that, remembering this is for now into the following week. And I also feel like this is kind of October too, especially to do with this supermoon. So we also have the card of abundance. So what we talked about before in that, you know, this is the time to plant seeds. This is the fruit. But first we need to plant the seeds so that we can grow the fruit. This card also has that watery type energy as well. And it also is working with the Mercury, and it's working with the Cancerian energy too. So it's kind of like being in touch with that inner nurturer. We've got a lot of female energy cards tonight. So I would say for my beautiful goddesses out there, and beautiful men that watch as well, this is really about getting in touch like with the inner part of who you are. It's getting in touch with your heart. It's getting in touch with emotions, but I feel like it's also in a way that's different to what you usually would. This is the time to kind of like stop and pause and reflect. This is what Mercury and Mars retrograde is good for. It's kind of like things aren't moving forward. We kind of need to stop and take like reassessment. The other thing that you might want to do for the energies of tomorrow, working with the Libra supermoon, is also look on like if you're wanting to, you know, draw a new job to you, draw a new life partner, anything like that. This is the time to start getting specific, start writing your description, start putting that feeling out there to the universe. It doesn't matter if it's a sentence or if it's like 5 pages long. Just put something down on paper. We want the universe to be able to access that little tapestry that you're creating, which is the way they're showing it to me. So let's start to pick some cards. All right, so let's start with, I'm just going to where Spirit is drawing me as well. So we've got Melissa Fraser. So you're worried about your son, you would like a card. And then we'll go to Shaza. So remembering that these are kind of like a bit general readings because we're not in a one-on-one session. We are in a mix with other people's energy as well. So let's have a look. All right, so Melissa. Okay, so as soon as I started to tune in with you, Melissa, and I've just flipped this card as well. Usually I tune in and I like to feel into it. I want to feel into the energies. I'm getting something like around the left-hand side of the throat. It feels kind of like a sharp pain. So if this is you, so this could be you or it could be him, but there's something around, it's like feeling something on the inside. I feel like it's an emotion, but not saying something. And there's a sharp sort of like cutting sensation or feeling to this. So whether it's someone could have said some sharp words or it could be something around throat for some reason, that's like worth showing me. The other thing that we have too is this card I feel is related to you. I feel like to really strongly focus on yourself at the moment, Melissa. This beautiful energy is Taurian energy. So Taurus is like that mother, that nurturer. She's kind of like that strong bull that's like protective of her babies. She kind of like takes a ball and she'll run with it and she won't let anyone else stop her in her path. So this is really kind of like you feeling that energy of like knowing what's best for your son. So really looking into like what you feel around this as well. And the other thing that we do have, and I feel that this also relates to the supermoon that we talked about for tomorrow, because you can kind of see there's like harvest energy in the background. So whether this is something that might take like a little bit of time, but you maybe jumpstart into it tomorrow, there's this kind of energy coming up. The other thing that we have here as well is this is close to the earth. So whatever it is that feels like you're going through, it could be like sort of feeling destabilizing on an earth level in a way, or feeling like things are kind of like up in the air and not quite sure. But it does have that energy of, you know, sort of moving full speed ahead or feeling like you have to kind of like pack everything in. So I hope that that helps. Shaza, let's have a look for you as well. Hold on a sec. Sorry guys, I have a spammer on here. Okay, hopefully that clears that up. Sorry guys. Okay, so we're picking a card for Shaza. Thank you, Bailey. Hello to everyone who's just joining us as well. Let's see. All right. So we're picking a card for Shaza. I think I saw you say something about business too. So we've just had a couple of cards fall out of the deck. I'm just going to ask for 2 out of this because there's like a little bit of a pile. All right. So what I am seeing is I'm seeing the sun shine on something, and they're showing me the image, what looks to be sort of like a gold color. And I feel that different things relate around bees, and I also feel the relation of a sunflower around this as well. I feel like it's to direct your energy like where the sun goes at the moment. Bees are also messages of higher frequency. Sometimes they're kind of like a spiritual conduit that flies from, from source, and will fly and give us those messages too. So paying attention to those spiritual messages that are coming to you at the moment. I'm going to flip these cards. This is so cool. Ace of Swords. This is really about getting clarity, getting clear. This is about listening to yourself. So tune in. So you can see this green sword, which is heart energy as well. There's a Kundalini snake at the bottom coiled, and we have this crown on top. When you start to really connect in with your higher self and kind of like part the seas, or like stop listening to others so much, you really start to get the answers from within, is what I see in this situation. So you can see there's a beautiful blue energy, there's the gold energy, which is that source energy, and we've got the heart energy too. So this is kind of like about taking action. I also feel like it's intellect too. The other thing that it's related to is kind of like new beginnings. So really looking at how you can kind of like expand and take that new beginning into the next step. So working with the energy of the Libra supermoon tomorrow would be really powerful. And I'll just tune into this other card. The other thing that I am getting to is, I'm not sure whether you've been feeling anxiety around like your business or something, but I'm sort of feeling it in relation to the chest, and they're telling me to take that feeling or that weight off your chest and start to work on like what it is that you're wanting to manifest. So let's flip this card. Yeah, love, look at this. So it's taking the anxiety off the chest and focusing on an energy of love. So this is a 2 of Cups card. So the cards is kind of like trust your gut, trust your heart. It's working with emotions. It's about balance. It's just really beautiful. Yeah. Sometimes you can also feel like you're caught in a little bit of an emotional crossroad though. But I feel that this is to use the heart to kind of tune into this. But the water looks really good. So it could just be like initial stress, or it could be this whole terrible lockdown situation we've got going on, adding a little bit extra stress compared to usual. But I feel like kind of bones underneath that are quite good, if that makes sense. Okay. Sorry guys, just still deleting. Okay, Sarah K. Can I please have a card? Thank you so much for your time and energy for the reading. And then we'll go to Bailey. Casby. And let me just see. Oh, cool. Future projects you want to ask about. Oh, you're welcome, Melissa. Hi, Sonia. Hi, Deb. Hi, Jeanette. Okay, let's start with these 2. So, Sarah K. Let's see what we've got for you. Okay. All right, so when I was picking this card, they told me go to the bottom of the deck. The first thing that I saw was kind of like a yellow energy. I'm not sure whether there's a decision or something that's weighing on your heart, but I'm feeling close to the earth with this. So that feeling of kind of like being close to the earth as well. I'm not sure if there's a decision. Feels like there's some kind of like decision, or whether it's come up yet or not, or whether you feel that you're at a crossroad. There's this sort of energy that I'm getting to come with this. The other thing that I sort of feel around is kind of like that Taurian energy. So whether there's like a Taurus around you somewhere, but I'm sort of feeling and seeing that energy. Let's just see what else we get to do with this. The other thing, when I close my eyes and I link into this, is kind of like that water energy as well. So we'll flip this card. Yeah. So this is the card of the Tower. Sometimes things that we do not make decisions on can be removed from our life. Sometimes this is kind of like an energy of kind of like chaos. Sometimes it can be communication breakdown, or kind of like a a breakdown that we can kind of sometimes see coming before it happens, but we don't actually do anything to kind of mitigate it. Or sometimes we are, but the other person's not. The other person chooses not to kind of see things. You can see at the top we have this all-seeing eye. We have this dove of peace carrying the olive branch. This is what I want you to focus on at the moment. When this card comes up, this is kind of like the energy that's going to hold strong, because why this kind of falls into collapse, you're able to focus on your strength, that inner vision, that foresight vision that you want for your future. There's higher self energy in this as well. We do also have like Mars energy behind this too. So it can be kind of like chaotic. It can involve like a masculine energy. So I hope this helps. Yeah, very interesting. Let's get a positive card for when you focus on, like holding that space and holding that, that frequency and that heart energy. So I'll flip this one. Yeah, faith. They really want you to kind of like focus on faith right now. Oh, here we are. So this is kind of like a flame of truth, a flame of you holding like your frequency. Do not let like anyone else, I guess, like taint anything for you. So it says, I find faith deep within my own spirit, faith within my guides and angels. And I also saw you say, possible pregnancy, it would be a Taurus. The father is a water sign. Okay. So I guess if we're looking at kind of like mitigating anything that could come up, just making sure that like you're looking after yourself, that you're, like having all your vitamins, your nutrients, all this sort of thing. The other thing too is sometimes this can also be related to interference. So just kind of like staying in your bubble, staying in your lane, not letting too many cooks in the kitchen. This kind of energy can also represent. So I hope that that helps. Bailey, let's pick a card for you. I'll just put these cards back. So we'll get to some other questions shortly. Oh, and Sarah's saying we were chaos together. Okay. So yeah, it could even be about rising above the chaos, especially because like if you guys are, having babies and things like that, it's good to rise above the chaos, and have that faith. Stay in that lane, stay above it all. All right, so Bailey, I've got a card jump out of the deck. So this one was to do with future projects and things. So the energy that I feel with you, Bailey, is I'm getting shown a lot of like root chakra energy at the moment. They're showing me the energy feels like really close to the earth. And what I mean by that is it's exciting. It feels kind of like a birthing of something. The energy is like quite like what I would call sort of like a kundalini sexual energy, a root chakra energy. It's something that's magnetic. It's something that you feel. It has a pulse to it. The image they're showing me too, I don't know if this relates, but they're showing me dancing. So I'm not sure if you sometimes will do like spontaneous dancing. They're showing me you dancing to actually activate and bring this energy in. And as I talk about it, I'm starting to see like little beings actually pop in from another dimension in my room. So I feel like when you are in that dance flow state or dancing kind of like in that kundalini energy, like summoning this energy up to work with it magnetically, I feel that beings and different gods and goddesses take notice of it. So you can use this. Yep, they're just blinking in again. When I say that they're blinking in, what I actually see is like a silhouette that's kind of made of light, or I'll see like lights literally flash in and flash out. Sometimes I'll see a face literally come through a veil like this and pop back out. Oh, cool, you're dancing right now. Perfect. Yeah, you can feel that energy. It's perfect. Channel this, use this as kind of like a propelling action to put behind this business, put behind like your ideas. I'm seeing like various different seeds. So where there's a few little gardens that you're tending to right now in terms of business, Spirit is showing me there's like 7 different things that are available to you. So whether you've got kind of like 3 or 4 on the run, I feel like there's more. I feel like there's a couple of different varieties. Let's flip this card. Yeah, look at this. Knight of Swords. This is like fully diving into the energy too. So I feel that this also sort of like represents that kind of like conceiving energy, or like that, like really start to grow it. It's really beautiful. This is also really about creating like that massive plan. It's also connected like on an intellectual level. I feel that it's really, yeah, it's use that energy, but manifest it, flow it into something. And you're also saying, And sometimes I only have to breathe. My vessel is that one, the one that dances beautiful. So yeah, there's a lot of positive energy I feel to kind of like dive right in with this, but it does feel like that it needs to come from energy state into physical state. So I hope that that helps. And let's have a look. Okay. Oh, you're welcome, Sarah. So we've got Amanda Stevens. Would love to know if I'm starting my own business. Will happen for me soon. Let me write your name down. And then we have Lillian Moonchild. Moonchild. And let's see, we can get another one. Perfect. All right, so first let's have a look for Amanda Stevens. All right. Oh, they're telling me just breathe out. I'm not sure if you've been like holding a lot of weight or holding different things for other people at the moment, Amanda, but or whether it's just like this means a lot to you, this business. Because they keep going to my heart, they keep saying emotionally. So whether this is like you really feel like that you have something here as well, like whether it's an idea or a concept, but it's close to your heart. So I don't feel like you've sort of like revealed too much about the core of it. You may have told people about some aspects of like what you like doing. Oh, that's cool, Bailey. So I'll just tune into this card for you, Amanda. I am seeing different things around like learning like a little bit more about it, but I'm seeing a document or paper. So whether this is like actually about taking that next step and registering a business name or something of that kind of nature, it feels like some kind of like processing paper or document that that you have to do. They're saying in relation to taking that next step, they're saying, all right, like feeling the energy of the heart and feeling like the business is good, but they're like, what's the next step? They're like, break it down, is what I'm seeing. And I'm seeing 4 core steps. They're saying just pick 5 steps that you can action today to start this moving ahead. And they're going like this. So I feel that the energy behind your guides are excited to do this too. Also, because we have this Libra supermoon tomorrow, remember that seed planting, and I see that you've got cute little yellow daisies on your thing too. I feel like these are your seeds. So let's see what we have. The other thing that I'm feeling come into is I feel that some of this business is divine inspiration. And what I mean by that is sometimes we'll get guided or we'll get a business idea that fully just drops in and we're like, oh, that's so bizarre. Like I wasn't thinking about that. Or it might be something that you've thought about a long, long time ago and all of a sudden it drops in. You're like, you know what? That's actually a really good idea. I feel this kind of energy with this divine inspiration. Let's flip this. Yeah, look at this, the card of pleasure. I sometimes also look at this card as a card to do with abundance because it does have that water. It is a cup card. The other thing that we have as well in Scorpio energy, watch your emotions kind of like around this too. Kind of keep them like a little bit guarded, a little bit to your chest. Focus more on this leadership sun quality that is in this card. And I'll just show you. So we do have a little bit of wavy water. So it can sort of like show kind of like an emotional sea, but it is a card of balance and adjustment. This is kind of like about you transcending difficulties. And you know how I was saying that they said, write the 5 main things down that you can action now. I feel like this is you down the bottom. Oh, where am I? Down here. I feel that this is you. And these are your 5 things that you're actioning. See how it really looks like this one's a little bit separate down the bottom, but it's all coming through this divine golden flower, these chakras. And not only is the card of pleasure, you know, connected to the water and cups, in this, the cups is light. That's that element that I was seeing come down that was sort of like spirit. This is kind of like spirit infusing and speaking to you emotionally to take action. So I hope that that helps, and I hope that it's a bit of confirmation for you as well. And let's have a look. So Liliana, let's pick a card for you around moving. Oh, you've also said anything in general. Let's just see what they're coming up with. We'll pick a card for general and we'll see what pops out. Oh, this just popped out. So we have the card of truce. So this, I feel, is kind of like being at a crossroad. you can see here that there's a wanting to kind of like expand, wanting to growth. There's like to grow. There's a feeling of frustration and a feeling of kind of like indecision, or like, oh, I'm going to do this. No, no, no. Maybe this is best. There's that kind of like feeling with this card. You can sort of see there's like a little bit of static electricity in the background. The intentions are good. It's beautiful energy with the purple and with this meeting in the heart of the middle. The heart is kind of like the key to access and rise above these difficult energies. It's kind of like if we visualize, say there's like a lot of commotion going on, or like there's loud music going on, and we're sort of like, oh, I don't know, like what's irritating me, and then all of a sudden the music goes off and we're like, oh, peace. That's a little bit of the energy that I'm feeling with this card tonight. This is also kind of like about having to make like a plan. So I feel like there might be where you come to a crossroad, whether you're at a crossroad or it's coming really soon, around making a plan. But I do feel that it's your heart that you need to trust in order to make that decision around the plan. But we do have Jupiter energy in this as well, which is beautiful. It's expansion. This is bringing stability. So whether you did have like kind of like that feeling of stagnation. Sometimes this can be stagnation and a little bit of stability, but I feel that when you tap in and you kind of like switch off that background noise that we were talking about and go in the heart, I feel that it represents like more kind of like peace and stability. Let's pick another card really quickly for you. Yeah, it's more of a taking action chariot card. So we've got the Three of Swords. Again, this is around like you and your intellect. So really like having to make a plan. So if you can get a clean sheet of paper, especially coming up to do with this, the supermoon tomorrow, now is kind of like a time to look at things, plant the seeds on like what it is that you truly desire. You've got heart energy come up again in this. So really interesting. I'll show you again. So there's the one main chariot driver in the middle and we've got this golden energy with the green. This is really sort of like getting to that stage of where you might feel that you want to act on this as well. Really interesting. So I hope that helps. Oh, thank you, Amanda. You're welcome. Okay, so Stephen, let's pick a card for you. Nice to see some guys in here as well. Oh, thank you, Liliana. Lillian. Okay, and Claire and Samantha Love as well. I love your name, Samantha Love. It's so beautiful. So we are picking a card right now for Stephen. What information do we have for Stephen? All right, so I feel from the top of the deck, I feel this is something sort of like close to the surface is where they're taking me, and I'm just going to feel into another breath. Whether it's like a lot of people are holding tension at the moment or holding, things close to their chest, or like we're in this feeling of we're holding our breath waiting for something. So whether other people are also feeling that something big is coming and we're sort of holding our breath, or it's like we've just been through like so many hurdles and speed bumps. There's the other energy that I get, that it's like holding our breath waiting for the next one. Spirit is saying like drop that breath, come back into your center, drop your shoulders, straighten your spine, and really like just start to like feel into that comfortability of your body again, and start to like feel like you're taking all those layers off is what I'm being shown. So I'll just see what we get for you, Stephen. One of the energies that I'm starting to see is there could be some issues around communication, like with the Gemini. I am seeing blue sort of energy. I'm feeling sort of like just a little bit like this, but things feel up in the air. I'm not sure whether something has happened where you feel that things are kind of like up in the air, or you're not too sure as to like how things are going dynamic wise, or whether things are kind of like unsaid. I'm seeing it on the right hand side as well, which is usually like external. It's someone outside of us. I'll flip this card. Yeah, so we've got the Princess of Swords. So whether there's kind of like any relation to what we were just saying around this, with the Princess of Swords in this particular card, there is heart energy, so there is love. There is kind of like a little bit of chaos, but sometimes this card will represent that she can jump off this little tower too. It's not like the tower card that we have with the other one, but sometimes it is like a card that comes up when there's conflict. And what I mean by that is sometimes people will put themselves on the path of conflict, so they'll put themselves on that path because that's kind of like what they've known. But they could actually, in reality, take themselves off that. I feel that this is another person possibly in relation to you. Again, it is a sword. So we're getting a lot of sword cards at the moment, which is why I feel that people are holding their breath, because this relates sometimes to that intellect side of us or into like overthinking. I always think of swords kind of like cutting, around in the sky above us, around like our minds and things. So we have this yellow energy. There is something for this person to learn. It possibly is connected in love as well. So interesting energy. Perhaps like having a talk to them. I feel that I could pick card after card, possibly around expanding on this situation. But I hope that that helps sort of like shed some light on some things for you. All right, Claire, let's have a look for you, lovely, and see what's happening. All right. Whoops, there's like a stack of cards that have fallen out. So how many do we need out of this? This one. Oh, this is cute, Claire. So I had 5 cards fall out, and when I was like asking Spirit for how many do we need out of the pile that fell out, they had the words like, who wants to come to the party? So I feel like there's something like positive news or something to look forward to in the future, whether it's like there's baby energy around somewhere in the family, or whether it's like an engagement, something like that. You know, that kind of energy that is possibly like big news. And I feel like it's coming on, they're showing me like left-hand side. So whether it's like from a female in the family, they feel sort of like close. I just feel like there's like something to celebrate. Yeah, it's got a beautiful energy to it. Let me see. The other thing that I'm seeing too is, this is interesting because they showed me possibly like around a baby or something, but then I'm also seeing a children's book. So whether this is something about celebrating, I don't know whether you've been working on a children's book or something like that, but I'm seeing this kind of like energy of a baby and a book. And they're talking about like celebrating and about coming to the party. Let's flip these cards. Okay, this is very interesting energy. This is not the energy that I'm really picking up on when I tune into what's happening with you. I feel this energy that are coming up in the cards is what you're leaving behind. I feel that you have the other energy. So we've got the card of death, which is about transformation. We've got this Ace of Wands as well, which is kind of like that, it is the new beginnings, and it is about like connecting to spiritual things, but this is like around taking action. So I feel like you've already taken action on something, or whether it's you've conceived something on one level, and they're joking about the word conceiving because we're just talking about a baby. So whether the baby is the book, but yeah, I'm seeing a children's picture book. It's really cute. And then we have the Eight of Cups, which is the card of indolence in this one. So this is kind of like about receiving like recognition. So perhaps there wasn't a recognition on an emotional level that perhaps could have happened. You can see there's like a disconnect in this. So it was like there was good intention and things kind of like on the intellectual level or like mind level. We need to flow in some spiritual energy into this. These cups can be polished. This can be kind of like saved. It is kind of like a watery emotional card, so making sure to not get weighed down by the emotion. Go back into this card of taking action, but on a spiritual level. So this could also mean possibly like smudging a situation. I do feel the original template and idea for behind this was good, so I hope that this makes sense to you. Okay, let's see. So now we are coming to Samantha Love. Oh, you're welcome, Stephen. I hope that that made sense for you. All right, so we've got this card that's coming out. Oh, this is interesting. So Samantha, we were picking a card for general. There's something at the moment around, this is transformation, but what I'm actually hearing for you and feeling in this card is I feel like my heart is going through some kind of like issue around past lives. Whether there's a relationship dynamic at the moment to do with past lives, I kind of feel this energy from you. I feel that there's a pattern to learn from the past. Whether this is something sometimes, because there's something more to learn from a situation is what they're saying in this. There's like a Scorpio type energy to this. Sometimes Scorpios can say things or have actions and they can be quite emotional. There's a beautiful, passionate side to them as well. We do have like the phoenix rising from the ashes in the top of this card above this guy's head. But you can sort of see this is like cycles and times and different things as well. So I hope that this helps. Let's pick another card for, because how do we break this cycle? How do we break this pattern? This could lead into like a full reading because it's like quite a big area, but I'm just asking for what happens after you break this pattern. Faith again, look at this. Second time tonight we've had this card come out of that same deck. So this could also be a general thing for a lot of people to take faith at the moment and kind of like really tap into that higher believing. This is also related to what we talk about quite often on my show, which is the end of the main calendar, which will be December 21st this year of 2020, which will be at 9 p.m. Northern Territory time. So this is where we're really encouraged to have faith and send beautiful, loving energies up to Uluru as well, because this is all about grid activation. It's all about ascension energies and anchoring this onto the planet to help for transformation and to also kind of like, I guess, help pull us out of a karmic cycle that we've been stuck in for a really long time. So this could also relate to you preparing and getting ready for this ascension date. So I hope that this helps, Samantha. But I feel like there's so much potential for you at the moment. It's just a really the spirit is showing me you almost like hopping out of body and looking at the situation from a third party perspective. They're talking about viewing things in this way, and I do feel that there is something possibly around love, or whether this reflecting on love to do with relationships past. So I hope that that helps. All right, so I'm just seeing where I'm getting drawn. Angel Sophia from Sunshine Gold Coast. Let's pick a card for you. And I'm just going to write some names down. And we've got Melissa, which is M-I-double-L, just to be specific. First time viewer, thank you for joining us. And we've got Lisa and Kasha. Let's pick a card for you as well. Thank you for the stars, beautiful. Appreciate it. And we also have Katie Marie. So I'll try and get through these as quick as I can to answer as many as we can, because I feel that everyone's like wanting answers at the moment. Oh, also I forgot to mention at the start, I'm not sure for anyone that clicked onto this tonight, but because October is, excuse my French, but somewhat of a shitstorm when it comes to the astrological alignments this month, when we do kind of like feel into it and we do kind of see and understand what's happening, it makes it so much easier to kind of like ride that wave. So I do encourage everyone to look at astrology for this month as well. But I have a discount code for my one-on-one hour readings on my website. So if you go into my site that's on this link, or you Google my name, Solreta, the discount code is ASTROOCTOBER, all in upper caps. So ASTRO October, and you'll get 10% off a reading. So that's really good for this month of October. So that will be finishing on Halloween on the 31st. So let's have a look. Angel, what do we need to know right now for you? They're telling me 2 cards, and I am seeing something around there's something more to know in a situation. There's something where I feel like it's going sort of surface and we could dive deeper. They're showing me become like a dolphin energy and dive deeper. But dolphins are quite playful as well. So possibly exploring from a playful level, not having to get kind of like too serious just yet about something. Let's flip this energy. This is interesting. We had these cards come up for someone else too. So we've got the card of truth, which is kind of like a crossroad energy here. This is about like getting into the heart too. We have the Libra energy about kind of like feeling undecided. We also have the Chariot card as well. Where are we? So this is the truth card, and this is the Chariot card. So the energies with this for you, they're telling me something, yeah, about like surface, whether this is someone possibly that you might not be feeling is like committing, or whether it's like the idea of a partner, but nothing sort of like connecting, or whether it's like just an emotional, something's not connecting at the moment, or it's feeling kind of like surface. Just going to ask quickly for clarification on this. Yeah, the card of the universe. Really start to like regather your thoughts, ideas, hopes, and dreams, is what I'm hearing them say, in relation to what it is that you desire and manifest. Because this energy feels like a little bit static. It feels a tiny bit like there's too many things kind of happening. This is about getting clarity. This is sometimes like a card connected to do with like completion as well. So it could even relate to like the completion of a cycle in a way, and something new coming in, which is beautiful. But this is a little bit sometimes about trying to control the situation. It can be. So I hope that this helps and relates. The way to kind of like get into it is to be playful, like the dolphin is what they were talking about in relation to this. So I hope that that helps. Melissa Woods, let's have a look for you. Okay, so one thing that I just got then was I was starting to really smell like essential oils, and I was smelling, it smelled to me like wild orange. Wild orange speaks to me about abundance, and they're talking about like flowing and bringing more abundance into your life. I'm also seeing like little golden coins. So whether this is also about like making like a little altar or making like a little energy spot in your house. So when we have the gold coins, or we have like an orange on the altar, or whether we're using just the orange oil in a diffuser, this brings through energy of abundance. So let's flip this card. Yeah, this is as above, so below. So really working on a spiritual level to bring abundance. It's the Queen of Cups as well. So this is a beautiful nurturing card. And it shows sort of like a reflection. She's got a candelabra in this shell in the middle too. So this is about trusting and tuning into your own divine wisdom. You really need to start nurturing these abundance energies, is what I'm feeling. Because I feel like, let's just pick another card quickly. What happens when you nurture the abundance energies? Oh my God, Ace of Cups. Look at this pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Spirit is telling you to nurture the abundance energies. So look up Feng Shui, look up how to increase your abundance. If you did want to book one-on-one for a reading with me, we can dive deeper into this. But this is an amazing energy. Look at this. This is also about new beginnings. So this could be like a fresh start. It could be kind of like a bit of abundance energy coming your way. It's beautiful. All right. And we are going to Lisa Kasha. I'm just reading some of the comments as well. Oh, you're welcome. I'm just seeing a few people saying thank you. You're welcome. Oh, thank you for the cute emojis. I'm such an emoji person. So Lisa Kasha, at the moment, we're doing a card for you. All right. Oh, this is interesting. It's almost like when I go to shuffle the cards for you, Lisa, the cards are feeling stuck, and it's like, oh, I'm trying to get them like back into the pack. So whether this is sort of like symbolic of something feeling kind of like stuck for you at the moment, or feeling like it's trying to put a round peg in a square hole, or a square peg in a round hole. It's like the energies, I guess, they're sort of like, you know, sometimes like when you can feel in two minds about something, or you can kind of feel like that energy of, oh, I just don't know, or like a feeling of indecision, or I'm not sure. And it's like you try and like think about it over and over, and you end up kind of like walking around in circles. And it's like where you started and hoped that you would get to some kind of like resolution, you end up still back in the same place. That's kind of like a little bit about what I'm feeling. And I just had a card fall out of the deck. Yeah, look at this, the Priestess. So this is beautiful. So I feel like even just talking about that and kind of like bringing that to the air, I feel like it's helping to clear some of that energy. So this gorgeous card of the Priestess, oops, is one of my favorite cards in the deck. She is beautiful. So what we have with this is, it's really kind of like about a spiritual energy with this. So it also has like a bit of balance to it. You can see that this is creating more choice, but she's doing it from a spiritual level. So she's focused on her energy. She has this Sagittarian bow across her knees. So she's sort of like gone from shooting arrows in all different directions, trying to make something stick, or trying to like open a door, or trying to like get to like some kind of resolution. When she puts it down on her knees, she's not giving up. She's just like, I'm understanding my power. I'm understanding that if I sit still and I let things come to me and I radiate and resonate this kind of like magnetic energy, I can pull in a bounty. And we have like rare things like this white camel. So this is like just really good energy right now for you to get out of your head and to focus on this kind of thing. These cards do go a lot deeper, but I just don't have time to really explain a lot of them here on this. But in a 1 hour session, we get to really kind of explain the metaphor a lot. But really right now for you, Lisa, it's tapping into like your goddess energy. This is really you building like your self-worth, your confidence, and that belief in yourself that you can have a lot more than what you have currently is what I feel with this. So we'll pop this one back in the deck. Spirit's like smiling at you and they're asking me to pick one out of these. So we've got the card of sacred knowledge in my Syrian Star card deck, which are available on my website. And oh, I just saw Melissa said I have my diffuser going all the time, and I have orange blossom essence on rotate. Oh my god, that's perfect. Thank you so much. I have a little candle altar by my bedside, but I have stopped burning the candle. I must start again. This month has been horrible. Hoping I reach that Ace of Cups. Yeah, it was coming in so strong, and then when I saw the card, it was that same feeling that I had before we picked the card. So I do feel that like when you really start to look into like feng shui and things like that a lot more, and start to like add that conscious attention and focus, but it's more about like feeling into it as well, but also just as like a reassurance, and not to kind of like discount what people are going through. But this year has been really tough astrologically. It's bringing up a lot of our things, a lot of our wounds that are unhealed from the past, but we want to kind of like scrub out it's like scrubbing out Spirit showed me a swimming pool. It's scrubbing out that swimming pool, because we don't want to like keep putting water in something that's not clean and it's not healthy for us. So if we empty the pool, which means like clear out, look at the emotions, filter the water and scrub the pool, get it clean, and then put the emotions back in at a higher frequency, we're going to operate from a much higher level. We're going to attract from a much higher level. So sacred knowledge is timeless, exists for everyone. Go within for answers. So Lisa, you're also saying, I just saw another doctor for the second opinion on my hip replacement. Oh, you're a Reiki master. Beautiful. That's really good. So use that at the same time too. So the energies that we were having with you as well. Oh, so this could be that energy they were showing me like with the cards and things too. So hopefully things are clearing up a little bit for you. And we're picking a card for Katie Marie. And let's pick. Okay, they're just telling me to flip this straight up. And it was interesting because when I was shuffling, again, it was that feeling of like connecting with the breath, letting things go. We have the card of peace. They're talking about really trying to like work on your meditation and things at the moment, and just trying to focus on holding this energy. So this is a beautiful swords card. What I see like with this blue lotus in the middle too, this is also about like the third eye. This is about connecting to your inner vision. It's connecting the heart to that higher source energy, letting that source and spirit energy flow down and kind of like be a messenger in a way. So it's like in your meditation, bringing that higher, the higher spiritual energy into alignment with the heart. So they're talking about that at the moment. This has also got Libra energies. And what I'm sort of feeling is they're saying the words rise above. So when it's like rising above emotion to get to that place of peace. This also, we are in the month of Libra as well. So we're going into the Libra energy soon. So this is also related to Venus. So this could be around love, like holding your peace, being an island of peace. So yeah, have a look at that one. So this is like really about creating balance for yourself. Sometimes it actually represents a crossroad or a choice that needs to be made. Yeah, so this is interesting, but it's usually like on a mental level or an intellectual level as well. Sometimes it's also about making a plan for yourself. So it's like doing they're saying the words like doing you. So whatever's going on in life right now, making a plan for yourself and focusing on your own energy. And then if things kind of like fall into line, then it's like all good. But if not, you've kind of got yourself sorted, is a little bit of the energy I get with this. There's not too much kind of stuff to clear out though. We've got these little windmill energies. There is like a little bit of energy and movement happening, which it shows. So I hope that that helps. And let's see, we've got like 5 minutes left. Tracy Dunstan, let's have a look for you. So you're new from Rockhampton, Queensland. Okay. And then Laura, I think I might have a minute to, you've just sent some stars too. Thank you, beautiful. All right. So Tracy, let's have a look. I did get 2 cards come out. Oh, 3 cards come out for you. Just holding these up quickly. We've got the card of worry. I feel like there's a decision to make at the moment, but I feel like things are on pause. So this is possibly indication connected to Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde is the delayer for signing contracts and agreements. It's actually really not the best time to sign contracts and agreements. I'm not sure if there's something around thinking about moving or around house or sale or something like that, but just possibly looking at till after the 3rd of November. That's usually a better time for these kind of things at the moment. The other energy that we do have is this Chariot energy. So whether this is kind of like feeling that push or feeling that desire to kind of like get things going and moving, we do have the Ace of Disc, which shows things kind of coming together nicely. I just feel like there's a bit of a delay in the timing of things. So it is a little bit about being patient. This does feel like something manifesting on the earth though. So it does, yeah, it does indicate something of like growth or a new beginning. So I hope that that helps really quick. And Laura Castelli or Castilli, let's pick a card for you. Oh, this is interesting. So when I picked the card, they told me to pick from the bottom of the deck, and I started to feel it into the ocean. I actually saw a mermaid energy. So let me just see. Yeah, I'm feeling that connection in sort of like solar plexus and around heart, around kind of like, they're talking about like paying attention to dreams and imagination at the moment and actually being playful with it. And what that means is sometimes we can become bogged down or we can become like weighed down in life. And sometimes we don't make time for fun. So this is really kind of like getting connection with like that soul aspect of yourself at the moment. Sometimes this can also represent that inner child. It can also represent Venus energy, that watery energy. Let's flip this card. Oh, look at this. We just said get in touch with your inner child. So we have the card of the Aeon. So she is this childlike, you can see this sort of like an inner child. Can you see this kind of like a beautiful goddess over here that's transparent? So we have Nut, the sky mother goddess, the blue being here. And there's like the little fertility. There's the baby energies here as well. But I feel like this is that mermaid energy they were talking about. So this would also sometimes represent like needing to do meditation, creative visualization. I'm seeing this as a muscle. So when I see this, sometimes it's about learning psychic. They're saying the word psychic expansion. I feel like they're really wanting you to like work on psychic expansion. You're welcome, Tracy. So yeah, working on psychic expansion for the moment. Let me also see what else we have. What do they want to talk about in this card? What do we want to feel into? I also feel like there's past life stuff coming up for you as well. So whether you feel like there's sort of like a crossover or some kind of situation, it's like it doesn't make sense on this physical level. They're talking about looking deeper into things and kind of, you know, feeling into, okay, what's kind of like the pattern here. Sometimes when we have past life stuff come up, it's to do with the pattern, and it's to do with kind of like finding that message in the pattern or if there's been a repeat of things. But they're doing it in a very playful way. Yeah. Oh, Esha, let's see if we can pick a card for you all that way in Dubai. I've only been to Dubai airport, but I really wanted to explore there. So just very quickly, because I'm not sure what time in the world it is over there. So let's hold this up. We have the Princess of Swords. This to me sort of speaks about getting out of the way of trouble. So if there's anything on an interference level, whether it's like with family or close friends, or whether there's sort of like a little bit of, you know, mercurial energy at the moment around this, I feel like it's like to hop out the way, take yourself off that path. It's like crossing a road, but you want to watch both ways to make sure there's no cars coming. You wouldn't walk out openly in traffic. The other energy that I have for you is for you to work on your purpose, and this will help to take you out of a little bit of this energy as well. So it says, I connect with my higher self and I remember my life purpose I chose before incarnating here on earth. So really kind of using this as a template, working on your higher self. And I feel like that will sort of like help you tap in more to your own energy rather than kind of like being concerned with others or swept up in others' energy. So hope that this helps everyone. I really enjoyed reading for you. For one-on-one readings, I do have my October, the Astro October code discount when you enter my website. It's for the 1 hour readings, and that will give you 10% off. But yeah, sending you lots of love, and thank you for joining us and sharing your beautiful energy. Bye.